What's your rat story?
I don't know, man. It's like I'm originally from the West Coast. I moved here from Vegas like 3 years ago, man, and I remember one of the first things that really had caught my eye as a new Chicagoan was the fact that they had rats in the city that were the size of like my cat. They were huge, and I got my first apartment in Chicago on the Gold Coast, right off the State and Division, and I would take the trash out and I would go in the alleyway, and there would just be these giant rats, man. They're huge, they're like this big, and like they're very aggressive. I was really surprised. Like Chicago has a lot of really big rats.
You have a cat?
I do have a cat.
Has it ever caught any mice or anything?
No. No, luckily I don't got
Well,
mice
that's
at the
good.
crib, but
That's good.
I don't even think my cat could take on these rats in Chicago. They're like the size of my cat, so it's like I don't think it would be a fair fight,
Yeah.
What is the most grotesque rat that you've seen? And you're like, have you ever had a close encounter? Have you ever had them jump at you, or
Yeah, man. So I work in an emergency room, man, and I remember like my first week working in the ER, man. One of the hospitals up in Uptown, man. Like the rats would get into like kind of the patient waste, and they're just having a feast on various fecal matter and soiled gauze and just it's really nasty stuff that we use to care for our patients, and these rats they're eating them. They're shameless, they really are. Yeah,
rats eating shit?
Yeah, like literal, like just blood-soaked gauze and pus and anything that you would find in a hospital trash bin, It's pretty wild. They ate into the biohazard bin, man, and they just started going to town. Yeah.
Have there ever been any stories of rats eating any human remains or parts of humans?
No, I mean, I've never heard about that. I wouldn't say that rats have access to the morgue, man, luckily. That would be really shitty for a family member to find out that the rats had, eaten their loved one, but I've never seen it happen. I'm sure it's happened before, though,
As a medic, what do you think would be the first part that a rat would try to eat of a human being?
I don't know, man.
The butt.
Yeah, man, I like, you don't know, man. Like, these rats are just relentless out here, man. Maybe the toes, I don't know, man. Genitals, man, I don't know. Yeah.
You think they would go for the face too?
I keep thinking about like that historical thing like they were doing like in the medieval ages where they would put the rat, like little thing and like put a cage on it. I don't know, man. I think the whole body is fair game to the rat. I don't think the rat's picky. If the rat can eat human feces and pus and that type of stuff out of a biohazard bin, I don't think it has a preference for what it would want to eat if it were to somehow find itself in a hospital morgue. Yeah.